Okay, I believe I'm live. I'm having a little bit of confusion with these live videos, but I just want to say good morning, commune education revolutionaries. If you don't know what I mean by that, what I mean is that there's two revolutions going on now in the world of non speakers, unreliable speakers. Many of those individuals have autism, or they have Down syndrome, or they have some other disability, different ability that causes them to not be able to use speech as their main communication method. So they often are learning how to use letterboards or keyboards, like on a computer. And so when I say join the revolutions with an S, I'm talking about a revolution of communication and a revolution of education. Communication and education, yes. And that's why I put those two words together, communication and education. Commune education revolutionaries, that's you. If there's anyone here, I'd love for you to just make a comment. I don't think there's anyone watching, but I have a really important and hard topic to talk about today, and it's addressing this question of, can we as parents advocate for our children and also respect their privacy? Now, I do believe the answer is yes. We can absolutely be advocates, and we're called to be advocates, and we can also respect our children's desire and right to privacy. However, it is a very tricky line to walk. And so I just want to share a little bit about my story. Um, I have been a long time sharer of my story and my family stories, including my children, long before Carter came along. So Carter is our 10-year-old. He's a non-speaker. He's learning to communicate on the letterboard. But we have two older neurotypical children. And so those two children got to experience my desire to be a sharer. When they were young, I blogged a lot. I shared on Facebook a lot about topics like childbirth and parenting and homeschooling. And as they grew older into preteens and teens, their desire for more privacy grew. And so I had to really look at what I was doing. And I just want to say that anything I share today is not a judgment at all on others, what they choose to do, because actually what I do, a lot of people would look at what I do and think I share too much, right? And then there's some people that want me to share more about Carter and like his specific journey. And so at the end of the day, I have to do what's right for my family and ultimately what I feel is right for Carter. And and the truth is, I might not be doing it right, because he's not openly communicating yet. So the long and the short is that I have a long history of sharing, and that my views have changed a lot. I still share a lot, and there's no black and white answer to this really hard question: how do we advocate and also respect their privacy? So one thing that is really important is this idea of presuming competence. So when people come to this world of spelling, of learning that our children are in there, they are reading, they can spell words that we never knew they could spell. So presuming competence has changed how we view our children. It's changing the paradigm of what it means to be autistic or to be non-speaking. And so presuming competence means I believe that Carter understands everything that's going on in the world. And the truth is, he shows me this all the time. Okay? Hey, Tina. Oh, I'm so happy to see you here. And so presuming competence is a huge part of finding this very delicate balance of advocating and also protecting our children. Okay? Many autism parents are still not presuming competence because they don't know about it, okay? And so there's a lot of people now on social media, whether you're on Facebook, you're on Instagram, you're on TikTok, who are sharing their lives as autism parents. And again, I'm just going to keep saying this. I am not judging these parents or these people, okay? But they, because they don't presume competence, they share in a way that shows that they don't believe their kid really knows what's going on. It's this idea that they are cognitively disabled, and they're just unaware. Okay. So, but these parents, these people, their hearts are in a good place because there is truth in a couple things. The world does need help understanding what our daily lives look like. Okay, our daily lives are hard to understand for most people. They need to understand the challenges we face so that the world can do better at supporting us. Okay, for example, recently a relative visited my family, my home, and spent a day with us. And later, this relative was talking with my mom and just shared, like, wow, it is so hard. Their life is hard. And this loved one has known me my whole life. They have known Carter their whole life, although we don't live close by. And it's different when you see up close what our lives look like. It's hard for you to understand, okay? So in addition to us needing others to understand that, we also need autism parents to understand they aren't alone. This life can be very, very isolating, okay? So how do we then walk this line? Okay, so there's a couple things I want to share with you. So again, I'm not saying I'm doing it right, and there may come a time when Carter's like, Mom, I really wish you didn't say that or you didn't share that, and I'm going to have to apologize to him. That's just the truth of it. So I still have to guess a lot about what would be okay for him to share, for me to share, and what would not be okay, because we don't have open communication yet. We're getting closer. So here's a couple of things that help guide me. If I have to wonder whether I should share something, that means I probably should not share it. I can also think about what children that are Carter's age, he's 10 now, double digits, he just turned 10 a couple weeks ago. I can think about what a 10-year-old would find embarrassing and just not share that. Okay, so I'm going to give you an example that's very relevant and is something I've been talking about. Toileting is very, very difficult for people with apraxia. Apraxia means there's a disconnect between our kid's brain and their body, and they can't control their body. Toileting is also a very private and personal issue. So I'm going to give you an example that's not about Carter. Okay, I want to be very clear about this, but it's common in the autism world. Autism parents often have to deal with nightmare situations that most parents can't even fathom because of the gut issues, the health issues that our children have, the sensory issues they have, this issue of apraxia and not being in control of their body. It can lead to things like fecal smearing, where our children actually play with their feces. They might smear on the walls. As you can imagine, this causes disgusting messes that these families have to deal with on a regular basis. And believe me, these families have tried everything to prevent this. They have problem solved. So anything that that's popping into your head, oh, they should do this or they should do that, believe me, they've tried it. Okay? And our kids are smart, and they can get around things that you would never imagine. Okay, so now I want you to imagine that child, that teen, or that adult actually knows how disgusting this is. They know how disgusting it is to their parents, to the world generally. They have no desire to actually do this, and they are extremely embarrassed and ashamed by this behavior. Okay? So do you think they would want that on the internet? Absolutely not. Again, this is not me judging families that have put these experiences on the internet, because we are on this curve right now. We are on the cusp of this big change. And again, our families have dealt with things and been kind of left high and dry. And so it's really important that parents know they're not alone. So this is not about not sharing. This is not about like hiding things. This is not about that at all. It's not about hiding what we actually deal with, okay? The parents in these situations, they need real support and they need real solutions, right? So I'm going to challenge people to start thinking about a different way of sharing that's going to be way more powerful and produce real change in your family's life. The truth is, autism families have built up a lot of walls and defenses because we have often felt let down, we have felt abandoned, both by people in our real lives, we felt abandoned by family and friends, and by society generally, and we lack that real support in our lives. But the irony is that these walls that we built up actually prevent true support from occurring. So sometimes we work so hard to be independent because we think we have to be. No one's helping us. No one's coming to save us. And that can really, it can be a good thing. It can mean that we become very good at problem solving. We become very like creative, right? And we do a lot of things that people would never think of. But like I said, it can stop that true support of coming in. So we work so hard to look like we have it together, and then people don't know how hard it is. Think of that family member I shared, that relative who was like, oh wow, this is really hard on a daily basis. I didn't know how hard it is. So if we start to be vulnerable, this is way more powerful than any reel we post on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok. Okay, because building up true support, true community is something that our families really vitally need. So it requires us to be vulnerable. It requires us to be brave. It requires risking rejection again and disappointment and showing people your real life. I'm going to give you another brief example that's related to toileting. For a long time, I think one reason that my husband and I didn't allow or didn't seek out respite care was because we really felt like we had to have Carter 100% independent with toileting before we could get respite care. And actually what has happened is we finally realized, okay, that's not going to happen. We've gotten respite care. Is that the respite care has helped us progress on the path to independent toileting. Can you see how amazing that is? We weren't allowing this help and the support into our life that is actually helping us progress in the area that was stopping us from getting that help and support. It's actually really mind-blowing. Okay. All this to say, again, this is not a black and white issue. This is not me judging other families. It's just a call to, one, start presuming competence in your child if you're not already. They hear you, they understand you, they want control of their bodies if apraxia is an issue for them. And so this is a call for all of us to push, even those of us that think we're presuming competence. This is a topic that comes up in our community, non-speakers homeschool support. We can level up, okay? It's an ongoing, it's an onion. We're constantly peeling back layers and getting deeper on that issue. Presume competence, okay? When you feel like you need to share or advocate, just think about how it would impact your child if you presume competence. If you presume that they understand, they know what you're saying, is there a way for you to share in a way that respects their dignity? Okay. So this is the line I'm trying to draw. I am having a call on March 19th. It's going to be at noon Eastern, about toileting, because this issue is so hard. And I keep learning more from families that share with me their stories. And I have my own personal experience with my family. And so here's the thing is that, like, I want you to know I'm not an expert. I don't have like a magic answer that's gonna like get you from point A to point B. But what I'm seeing is that, okay, experts do get some families there, but there are a lot of families in our little part of the world with this that are affected by apraxia where there isn't a neat answer. And that's where these stories become so powerful, because it's really about getting to know your kid, exactly where they are on their journey and how you can support them. Okay, so to protect Carter, my son, and family, I don't share a lot about our particular journey with toileting because I know it will be embarrassing for him. And so I am a lot more comfortable sharing. I've been doing one-on-one calls. I've been learning a lot. And now I want to have a group call where we kind of all get together and share what's worked. And the real thing is, one of the biggest things is keeping hope and never giving up, because our kids can do this. most of them really can get there. And so if you're interested in coming to this call, please contact me. You can comment below, say, I want to come to the call. You can message me. Um, I will add your email. So you need to make sure that you're getting my emails into your inbox. It is a free call. And yeah, so just reach out to me. It's about toileting. We are just going to talk about what the challenges are and what are certain strategies that we can use. And most importantly, we're going to talk about our mindset. What kind of mindset do we have to be in to really embark on this journey and stay the path. I love you all. I hope everything I said today makes sense. If I said anything that you disagree with, I'd love to hear. This is, again, it's not a black and white issue. It's a hard topic. And yeah, I am just here for all of it. I'm Susan May, and I'm inviting you to join the revolutions, homeschool your non-speaker.